seems like a pretty appropriate. Does he ever? Tell him what you think. So what I'm gonna do here, no, come, is I'm actually gonna start being a little bit more strict on him, on his positioning. So today we're gonna start shaping this into a little bit more of our heel position. So you'll notice first session we did, send home, what we did was we kind of gave him the freedom to do what he wanted to do. Just, we didn't want him reacting or anything. No. Finn, come. Session 2, we started kind of shaping the position with the actual leash and the tension of the leash with the e-collar. What we're gonna do today is we're not gonna lock the leash, but our expectation is gonna be that he stays in the bubble with us. So as I'm walking, if I lose him, so if he drifts way off, leaves me completely, I'm just gonna give a correction for that. No, come. And then I'm gonna have him come back to me after that. Likely the reason why you saw this last week was a little bit rougher with him is because since you went back to shortening the leash, there was still too much tension on the leash, which is what caused him to start reverting back to that reactivity. Okay. So the idea here is we wanna get him sticking with us, not because the tension is holding him there, right? Yeah. So I'm gonna try the same deal, avoid locking this leash here, and I just wanna see the attention stay on me.
Is there a side preference?
Not particularly, no. Come. No, not particularly a side preference. The only thing that I care about is that I see that he's with me. And it's hard because it's not so much about like a concrete position that I want to see him in, but you could kind of tell as you're walking if he's constantly checking in versus he's just going, you know? Like you could see how he keeps kind of turning his head and looking back at me. He's kind of matching my pace a little bit more if I slow down. No, come. He should hypothetically slow down with me. Like right here, you see how I slowed down there and he slowed down with me. So this is going to be the expectation that I hold him to here for the first half of the walk, is having him kind of stick with me like this.
Do you have it locked, or is he
No.
already...
Yeah, he's just doing it on his own. So that's the key, is I should be able to do it without needing to lock the leash at this point. So I'm going to take him up a little bit further here, and then I'll hand him off to you guys, have you guys start working this. But again, this is the idea, is you want to be able to get him to do this on his own. And then from there, Finn, okay. If you want to then give him the freedom to go off and sniff and stuff, obviously he's welcome to do that. So now since I told him okay, we'll kind of let him sniff around a little bit here and do his thing. And he should be able to kind of alternate between the two. Okay. Yeah, a little bit of traffic and stuff.
Yeah, we'll start getting more cars
Yeah.
that, like peak out when everyone's in our development.
Oh yeah, okay.
I can't remember what day it was, but yes, he did bark.
I was pretty surprised he was quiet when I rang the bell.
Yeah, he was laying down.
Yeah?
Over by, I think by our slider. Oblivious.
Yeah. Have you guys had anybody come over the house aside from me since he's been back?
Just UPS, right, Chad?
Nobody's
Yeah,
come
I met
in
him
though?
at the front,
Yeah.
front basically.
But no, we haven't had. We've been holding off until we get the clear.
Sure, yeah. I would say this next week you could add some in. I mean, don't get crazy. If you're gonna have like a party or something, put them away, but
Yeah.
if you want to just have a couple people over to hang out.
Yeah, we figured we'll try to do a couple.
Yeah.
We were going, my parents want to do a peek but like, that's, I think,
That might be a little much for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, ease into some of those things.
Exactly. Especially because it's like, people, it would be like my parents and my brother and the kids.
Sure.
He knows them all. And he
Yes.
has,
Yeah, of course.
especially grandma.
Yeah. So maybe set something up with like just your parents first,
Yeah.
you know?
That's a good idea. Maybe, yeah, like just for parents.
Yeah.
Parents.
Make sure he's not jumping, make sure he still listens to you around them, you know? That's really the key, is when they're there, we want to make sure he's not doing anything wrong, so jumping or barking at them or anything like that. And then 2 is you want to make sure when he's interacting with them that you have, there you go, that you have the ability to call him away if need be. So I'll usually practice some recalls, and then if he doesn't listen, obviously firm corrections for those.
Okay.
There you go. 1 more minute, bud. And technically, again, he's free right now, so if I wanted to, you know, get back to enforcing stuff, we'll give him a second there. Finn, come. I'll re-give that come command, and then I'm back to enforcing this nice and strictly then. All right, you want to go first?
Sure.
Give you that. Give you that.
You get this then.
Yeah, there you go. So same deal, we're going to enforce that come command. So tell him come, start walking. At that point, if he leaves you, tell him no, give a correction, and get him right back to you.
Okay. Come.
I was like, what is that? I was like, she's talking to somebody in the car.
Is this already correcting?
Use your best judgment on it. As long as you feel like he's with you.
He was.
Yeah. If you feel like he's drifting ahead, you can correct for it. That's fine.
I could tell he was starting to sniff, which
Yeah.
meant
No, that's fine. Yeah. And that looks great. I mean, that's kind of the standard you want to be holding it to, is him right there next to you. And you can see how each session we've done so far, we've just tightened things up a little more with the walk, right?
Yeah.
So this is like end product that we're striving for here.
This is so pretty to look. You have a reaction one.
That's right.
Even if it gets to the end of the leash, if he feels that tension,
Sure.
I don't even have to hit him.
Good.
Kind of half the time.
There you go. See how he slowed down with you when you did that? That was great.
Start doubling back on.
Yeah. There you go. You got some leaf blowers. Collar pulling out.
I think he was better with the vacuum cleaner too.
Was he? Good.
Yeah, he usually likes barking at tools and stuff.
Yeah. I do think I remember him trying that once with the shop back at the
Yeah.
facility. There you go.
Not really a big deal if he's barking at the noise, I suppose, but
Well,
the last time you ran the
it's the
vacuum
same thing as the
wasn't-
car reactivity and everything, so it's definitely something I would nip in the butt.
Yeah.
How's that feel? Pretty good?
Yeah. Seems really good.
Let's see if we can get a little more traffic coming up. Did you guys do anything fun over the weekend?
We had friends from
Oh yeah.
her parents' house on Sunday.
Nice.
My birthday was on Monday.
Oh, is it? Happy early birthday. Mine was on Sunday. Yeah. We went out to Catawba for it. So.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
I've been trying to ask him what he wants to do, and he's giving like
Yeah.
nothing. Whatever.
There's an awesome brewery on Catawba Island called Twin Oast.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've
So
been there.
we went out there. It's
I love that
phenomenal.
place.
Yeah.
I love that brewery.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do that.
Oh, right there. Well, that you should have corrected for,
Oh, I should.
because he was in the come command, right?
Yes.
And you see how now he's taking advantage of it and drifting off. Tell him come. Perfect. Now make sure also that every time you give a correction, you pair it with no. You always want to tell him no with the correction. That way he knows that that correction is coming from you,
Okay.
right? Let's go up a little further.
All right.
Yeah, when you're working that come command, don't let anything slide with it. So if he
Okay.
pulls off the sniff or pee or whatever, we want to correct right away for that. And then when we give him his free time, that's when you could be loose on, let him do whatever he wants to do. Now the biggest thing is, notice the last 2 corrections you needed to give, I had to tell you to give them. So you gotta be the one that prompts it yourself, right? Because that's gonna be the thing, is when I'm not here, you're gonna miss those, which will cause him to get back into the reactivity. Keeps catching himself. All right, go ahead and come to a stop. Sweet. We'll wait till all these trucks come by here.
Oh, yeah,
All the big scary ones.
Construction comes of the day.
Yeah, you weren't kidding. Now we're getting all the traffic.
Yeah, it's just funny. Like, I feel like it comes earlier than you anticipate.
What does?
All the traffic.
Oh,
everyone
sure. Yeah.
Leaving and coming in our
It's
development.
hit or miss, you know. I've always tried to like predict it, like when I'm doing lessons and stuff, and it's always either like 30 minutes earlier or later than I think it's gonna be.
Yeah.
So, that was awesome, dude.
Yeah.
All right, why don't you go ahead and we're gonna cross the street here.
Okay.
I'll have you tell him okay. You can let him sniff around for a minute or so, and then I'll have you heel him back.
Come on. I'm not gonna ask you. Very good. Okay. Okay, Ben. You want to stick and stuff? Oh, yeah.
So, yup. Whew. Finn. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. What's up, dude? What's up?
Well.
All right, you're up.
Been half a mile, he's running out of steam.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
So same deal, we'll give him that come command. We'll start making our way back here and see what we get.
Bring in come.
Very good.
Yeah, because I mean, after he gets a good amount of energy and out, he just lays down. I'm like, it's nice out like a day today where it's not
Heck
too
yeah.
hot. Take him like
Oh, yeah.
Twin Oaks or taking places up there.
Yeah.
Or here.
Start with, and we could even do this for our next follow-up, start with like really populated public parks
Okay.
and simulate something like that where you're not locked into the place.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like where you could practice him being calm and under control around a ton of distractions, but like worst case scenario, he's really acting out, like you're not like trapped with him.
Yeah, you have him out.
That's, yeah.
Yes. So yeah, maybe next session we'll like meet up at Edgewater or somewhere
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
a good one. And my parents are gone a lot. That's where I'm like, I wish you would just get
Sure,
like
yeah. Little condo,
like
something.
yeah, like a cluster home or something
Yeah.
where you don't have to like you can be gone for long periods of time.
Somewhere where somebody else maintains everything.
Well, and they probably have like something that have like a clubhouse or something where you
All right, why don't you go ahead and pop the leash off and put him in a downstay somewhere.
Bring in come. Down.
I said, okay.
Stay.
We're just gonna have him hold that for a minute. If he breaks it, just like we were doing 2 sessions ago, give a correction, take him back. But we'll just let him chill there for a few minutes. Yeah, I was gonna say, I didn't notice a big response when he hit the correction. He responded to the no well, but
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, you get used to feeling for the 2 buttons.
He doesn't yelp all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, he does for me.
Well, you keep it pretty high though, so.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, which is good. I mean, you should be keeping it high. The biggest thing for you is gonna, because I always say, like, you have clarity and you have motivation, right? And motivation without the clarity is meaningless, and the clarity without the motivation is meaningless, right? So we want to make sure that, like, you're using a high level, but if you're not being clear about correcting the right things, he's not going to get it. You're going to create more frustration, right? That's why I was saying, like, I had to prompt you to give those corrections, and you fixed that, obviously, and you were giving them appropriately on the way back, but you got to make sure right when you give that come command, you're ready to correct when he makes those mistakes.
Okay. Yeah.
Keep letting him hang out there.
Even being a second behind on the correction on a walk,
Yep.
he's usually halfway to going back to doing the right thing
Yep.
before I can shoot. I got to hit the right button.
Yeah,
Oh,
uh-huh.
He's already fixed it, so you missed the opportunity. But
Well, technically, so this is where you get into little details about stuff. Our no marker that we use buys you the time to give a correction. So let's say your parents come over, right?
Yeah.
And your remote's on the kitchen counter, and you forget to grab it as you're walking to the door, and he jumps on them, right? You could tell him no, and he'll probably stop right away when you say no, but you still can go and get the remote, give your correction, and he'll correlate that correction with what he was doing when he heard no.
Okay.
So you technically, as long as he's got the collar on, you never really miss your opportunity to give a correction. You'd always capitalize on it.
Yeah, because because we've
Yes.
run into a situation.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'll say no, and I'm like, and he stops. I figure, okay,
Uh-huh.
just let it go. But
Yeah. No, always
Still.
follow through and give the correction still.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
that could be part of the issue too with him, kind of testing
Some of it.
a little bit
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
more.
Yeah, because what happens is they start learning that no is kind of a bluff then.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, oh, you know, maybe it's going to happen, maybe it doesn't. So
Yeah.
he's not as likely to then try to avoid it moving forward. So, yeah, that's a big one for sure. Finn, you're looking pretty good, though. You got little things here and there, but you're making progress. I mean, just the fact that we have him off leash up here, you know, kind of trusting him to do that is really good, you know.
Yeah.
And we saw plenty of cars just there he did great with. So I think when you make those couple new tweaks to your walking,
Yeah.
you're going to see that get even a little bit better. He was really good when we came in. That was awesome.
He did that. I mean, when he like to the vet.
Yeah. Yep.
And everything. I'll take him off the leash, just let him get in and out of the car
Sure.
on his own now, because I trust him.
Heck yeah.
Collar, you know.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I mean, you know, for as, I don't want to say as like rough of shape as he started in, but like he was pretty out of control when you brought him in, right? So for as out of control as he was to begin with, like he's making a ton of progress. So we just got to keep tightening little things up. That's really it, you know? We kind of have him in a good baseline now, so let's just now get it really good.
Yeah.
Okay. Come
I
here,
was like,
buddy.
you are home that day, Ted. No, I'll just leave it. I'll just block my calendar and leave again early.
Cool. Good job, buddy.
Start early, I can leave.
Looks great. He's doing well with this.
Study 1,000 different things and noises.
I know, he's just taking it all in. All right, let's make a right. Smell of fresh mulch. And it's like a really tiny Yeah.
When you're at home and you just put the thing on the table,
Sure,
and then, like,
yeah.
inevitably you move.
Yeah.
But we haven't. I can't think of anything. There might have been one this week where we had to correct them after the fact. Oh, I think it was during dinner. Watching it, and I had to tell her, like, he got up, what are you doing? And he had to get him about 30 seconds later, but he did okay.
Excellent. Sticking with you a lot closer now, too.